Today we'll study about lesson number 2, microorganism, friend and foe, class 8 science. Microorganism. What do you mean by microorganism? You have seen several kinds of plants and animals. However, there are other living organisms around us which we normally cannot see, and these are called microorganisms. As we know, what are microorganisms? Because there are some living organism around us which we normally cannot see, and these are called microorganisms, and these are also called microbes. And what do we mean by microorganism? The organism, the small organism which we cannot see, and these organisms are called microorganism. And what is the other name of microorganism? Microbes. Microbes is the other name of microorganism. So you have seen several kinds of plants and animals. However, there are other living organisms around us which cannot see. So there are some uh, some plants and animals which we cannot see, and these are called microorganisms, and these are also called microbes. For example, you might have seen, observed that during the rainy season, moist bread gets spoiled and its surface get covered with grayish white patch. As we know, in the rainy season, and this moist bread gets spoiled and its surface is covered. Sometimes the surface of bread is covered with grayish white patch. And why it is covered with grayish white patch? When we observe these patches with a magnifying glass, when we observe these patches with the magnifying glass, then we will see tiny black round structure, and these structures are where these structures are, and where do these come from? And these structures are due to the development of microorganisms. As we know, for example, in the rainy season, moist bread get spoiled and its surface is covered with grayish white patch, great white patch, and these white patches are, when we observe these through the magnifying glass, we will see tiny black round structure, and these tiny black round structure are called microorganism. And what do you mean by microorganism? There are two activities, activity 2.1 and activity 2.2. Firstly, we have to know that what are microorganisms which we cannot see, and these are called microorganisms. And the other name of microorganism is microbes. When we observe the moist bread into the magnifying glass, and what do you mean by magnifying glass? Which makes the things bigger, which magnifying the things. The glass which magnifying the things is called magnifying glass. When we see the moist bread under a magnifying glass, then we see the tiny patches in the magnifying glass, and these tiny blank round structures are called microbes. And where are these come from? And what are the microorganisms? There is a activity 2.1 and activity 2.2. And what is the activity 2.1? Collect some moist soil from the field in the beaker and add water to it. We take some moist soil from the field and put it into the beaker, and then we will add some water into it. After this, the soil particles have settled down. Observer drop of water from the beaker under a microscope, and what do you see? When we take some moist soil from the field in a beaker and we will add some water into it, after adding some water into it, the soil particles have settled down, and then we will observe a drop of water from the beaker under a microscope. What we will see, our next activity is activity 2.2. Take some of pond water and spread into a glass slide available in our laboratory and observe through its microscope. And what is activity 2.1? Take some moist soil and put it into the beaker, and then add some water into the beaker. After this, the soil particles have settled down. Observe a drop of water from the beaker under a microscope. When we observe a drop of water under a microscope, what we see, and then we study it later, and then take a few drops of water from a pond and observe it under a microscope, then what we will find? Do you find tiny organism moving around? In the soil, also in the water, there are tiny organisms, and these tiny organisms are called microorganisms. When we observe these water and soil full of tiny organisms, and these are called microbes. When we observe water and soil are full of tiny organisms. Not all of them fall into the category of microorganisms, and these are called microorganisms. These observations show that water and soil are full of microorganisms. And these microorganisms or microbes are small in size and then they cannot be seen with the unaided eye. As we know, water as well as soil are full of tiny organisms, though not all of them fall into the category of microorganism because microbes are small in size and then that they cannot be seen with the unaided eye. But some things can be seen with the unaided eye. Suppose a fungus that grows on the bread can be seen with the magnifying glass. So fungus is a microorganism that can be seen with the help of magnifying glass, and others cannot be seen with the help of microorganisms. So that's why they are called microorganism or microbes. As we know, when we see in water and soil are completely full of tiny organisms, not all of them fall into the category of microorganism. The microorganisms are very, very small in size and they cannot be seen with the unaided eye. And some of these, such as fungus that grows on the bread, that can be seen with the magnifying glass, and other cannot be seen with the help of microscope. And these are called microorganisms. And what are the microbes? So the observation shows that the water and soil are full of tiny organisms. Not all of them fall into the category of microbes, and these microorganisms and microbes are small in size, and so they cannot be seen with the unaided eye. And some of these, such as fungus that grows on the bread, can be seen with the help of magnifying glass. So what are the microorganisms that cannot be seen with that cannot be seen with the naked eye, and they can be seen only with the help of microorganism. But there is a fungus that grows on the bread that can be seen with the help of magnifying glass. And these are microorganisms are divided into four categories. First one is bacteria, second one is fungi, third one is protozoa, and fourth is some algae. And some of the common microorganisms are shown in the table 2.1, figure 2.1 and 2.4. So there are four major group of microorganisms. Number one is bacteria, number two is fungi, and number three is for protozoa, and number four is algae. Next is virus are also called microscopic but are different from other microorganisms. However, they reproduce only inside the cell of host organism, which may not be bacterium, plant, or animal. Some of the viruses are shown in the figure, and some common elements like cold, influenza, and most coughs are caused by viruses. As we know, viruses are also microscopic. Viruses also is very tiny, but these are very different from microorganism because they produce only inside the cell of the host organism. And some diseases just like polio and just like cold, just like flu and just like chicken pox, these are also caused by viruses. And just corona is also a virus. So virus are microscopic but different from microorganism because they reproduce only inside the cell of the host organism. And these viruses are there are different type of viruses, and elements just like cold and disease just like polio and chicken pox, and these are due to due to viruses. Diseases like dysentery and malaria are caused by protozoa, whereas typhoid and TB are bacterium disease. So there are two diseases, just dysentery and malaria. These are due to the protozoa, and there are disease typhoid and TB, and these are bacterium disease. So you have learnt about some of these microorganisms in class 6 and 7. So there are what are microorganisms that cannot be seen with the naked eye. Microorganisms are the organisms that cannot be seen with the naked eye are called microorganisms. And these are divided into four categories: bacteria, fungi, protozoa, and algae. And some of these common microorganisms are shown in the figure. And there are also a category of viruses, and these are different from microorganisms because they produce inside the cell of host organism. And some diseases just like cold, cough, polio, chickenpox, and these are due to the viruses. And there are two diseases, dysentery and malaria, and these are due to the protozoa. And there are disease typhoid and TB, and these are bacterial disease. And so you have learned these microorganisms in 6th and 7th. So what do we mean by microorganism? The organisms that cannot be seen with the naked eye are called microorganisms, and these are also called microbes. When we see the moist bread into gets spoiled and it's covered with the grayish white patches, and when we observe these patches with the magnifying glass, and these will have a black structure, black round structure, and these structure are come from the microorganism developed on the bread. And there are the activity 2.1 and activity 2.2. When we collect some soil from the field in a beaker, when we add water into it, after the soil particles settle down, when we observe a drop of water from the beaker under a microscope, then what will we see? And next activity is when we put some few drops of water into from a pond and spread into a glass slide. When we observe through a microscope, then what we have to find? Then these observations show that the water and soil are contained with a tiny organism. And what are these tiny organisms? And these are called microorganisms. And then they cannot be seen with the unaided eye. But fungus that grows on the bread, they can be seen with the magnifying glass. So fungus is only microorganism that can be seen with the magnifying glass. All microorganisms cannot be seen with the naked eye or magnifying glass. They can be seen only with the help of microscope. So, but fungus that grows on the bread only this is the only one microorganism that can be seen with the magnifying glass. So you have to learn that there is only one microorganism, that is fungus, that grows on the bread, and that can be seen only with the magnifying glass. And it is divided into four major groups: bacteria, fungi, protozoa, and algae. And there are also some microorganisms, and there's also a category of the viruses, and these are also microscopic, but this is different from microorganism. And there are various diseases just like cold, cough, and these are due to the viruses. And there are some disease like polio and chicken, and these are caused by viruses. And there's a disease dysentery and malaria or caused by protozoa, and there are disease typhoid and TB are caused bacterium disease. So this is the structure of bacteria, and these are the structure of Spirogyra, and these are the structure of amoeba, and these are the structure of bread mold, and these are the structure of paramecium, and these are the structure of Aspergillus, and these are the structure of bacteria and fungi. So these are the bacteria. These have different shape, rod shaped, and these are the two bacteria. And this is the structure of algae. This is the structure of Spirogyra. We can destructure with the help of microscope. These are the algae, And these are the structure of protozoa. And what are protozoa? Amoeba and paramecium. Amoeba and paramecium are protozoa. These are the structure of amoeba and paramecium. And these are the structure of fungi. And these are the bread mold. And this is the penicillium. And this is the asparagus. And these are the structure of fungi. So these are the structures. And what do you mean by microorganism? The organism which we can from which we cannot from microorganism are very tiny particles which we cannot see by naked eye, and these are called microorganism. There are four major groups: bacteria, fungi, protozoa, algae, and these are called four microorganism. There are fourth category of microorganism. There are other types just like viruses, and these are called microscopic. And viruses are different from the other microorganism because they reproduce only inside the cell of host organism. And these viruses are shown in the figure 2.5, and some disease just like cold, cough, and are caused due to viruses. And there is a disease like just dysentery and malaria are due to the protozoa, and TB and typhoid are bacterium disease. So they have the these are the microorganism in class 6th and 7th, which has shown in the figure: fungi, bacteria, algae, protozoa, and fungi. And these are the structure of virus. These are the structure of virus shown in the figure 2.5. These are the structures shown in the figure 2.5. And corona is also a virus. Next topic is, where do microorganisms live? Microorganism may be single cell or may be multicellular. Just like single cell is like bacteria, algae, and protozoa. And they can be multicellular, just like some algae and fungi. So microorganism can be single cell as well as multi-cell. And what do we mean by the single cell? Bacteria, algae, and protozoa. And what is a multicellular organism? Just like algae and fungi, they live in all types of environment, ranging from ice cold climate to hot springs, and from desert to a marshy land. And they are also found inside the bodies of animals, including humans. And some microorganisms grow on other organisms while other exist freely. And so where do microorganisms live? They can be single celled, and they can be multicellular. So what is a what do we mean by the single cellular organism, and what do we mean by the multicellular organism? A single cellular organism is like bacteria, some algae, and protozoa. And what are the multicellular organism? Which contains many cells, just like some algae and fungi. So they live in all types of environment, ranging from ice, cold to climate to hot spring. So they survive in all conditions. In hot condition, also in cold condition. So they survive in all types of condition. Hot cold condition in hot spring region, in region, and from the desert region. They grow in all regions. They are also found inside the bodies of animal, including humans. Some microorganisms grow on other organisms while other exist freely. As we know, some microorganisms grow on the another body, and some microorganisms exist freely. And they also found on the bodies of other animals. So, what are the microorganisms? Microorganism can be single cell as well as in multi-cell. So microorganism can be single cell as well as multicellular. Microorganism can be single cell as well as can be multicellular. Just like bacteria, just like algae, and just like protozoa, they can be single cell, and these are the organism just like algae, and these are the fungi. These can be multicellular, and they live in all type of environment, just like in ice, cold climate to hot spring, and desert to marshy land. So they are also found inside the bodies of animal, just like in humans, and some microorganisms can grow on other organisms while exist freely. So where do microorganisms live? Microorganisms can be single cell and can be multicellular. What do you mean by single cell? They contain only single cell. And what is multicellular? They contain cell greater than one, and they can be single cell and can be multicellular. And what are the example of single cell microorganism? Bacteria, algae, and some algae and protozoa. And what are the example of multicellular organism? And these are algae, fungi, and they live in all conditions, just as in weather as well as in just they grow in all conditions, just like in weather as well as hot, and just like in ice. And they grows on only they grows on in both conditions, as hot as well as in cold condition, and they grow in all type of environment. And they can grow, they can also exist freely, as well as they can grow on other organisms. So these are the where do microorganism live. Next topic is microorganism and us. As we know, microorganism has very great benefit for human body. Some of they are beneficial in many ways, and some are harmful. Some microorganism can be harmful for the humans, and some microorganism can be very beneficial for us. Let us study them in detail. And what are the friendly microorganism, and what are the microorganism which are harmful for us, and what the microorganism which are that are helpful for us are called friendly microorganisms. What are friendly microorganisms that are helpful for us are called friendly microorganisms. And microorganisms are used for various purposes. They are used in the preparation of curd, bread, and cake. Microorganisms are used in the preparation of curd, bread, and cake. Microorganisms have been used for the production of alcohol since ages. As we know, microorganisms are produced in the production of alcohol. They are also used in cleaning up of the environment. They are used in cleaning up of the environment, and the organic waste, just like the vegetable wheel and the animal waste, are broken in down into the harmless and usable substances by bacteria. So what are friendly microorganisms? The microorganisms that are microorganisms that are that are beneficial for us are called friendly microorganisms. And these are used in preparation of curd, and these are used in preparation of bread, and these are used in preparation of cake. So microorganisms have been used since for the production of alcohol since ages. They are used in cleaning up of the environment, and the organic waste, just like vegetable peels, remains of animals feces, are broken down into harmless and usable substances by bacteria. Recall that the bacteria are also used in the preparation of medicine. In agriculture, they are used in soil fertility by fixing nitrogen. So the microorganisms that are beneficial for us are called friendly microorganisms, and they are used in making of curd, bread, and cake, or they are used in for the production of alcohol, and they are used in cleaning up the environment. And for example, when we was very organic waste, just like vegetable peels, remains of animal feces are broken down into the harmless substances by bacteria. So these bacteria are also used in the preparation of medicine. In agriculture, they are used to increase soil fertility. So the microorganisms have very beneficial effects. First one is they are used in cleaning up the environment. Second is the vegetable peels, remains of animals, and they are broke down into the harmless and usable substances by bacteria. And bacteria are also used in the preparation of medicine, and they are also used to increase soil fertility by fixing nitrogen. So there are some microorganisms that are very beneficial for us, are called friendly microorganisms. They are used for the production of alcohol. They are used for preparation of curd, bread, and cake. They are used in cleaning of the environment, and they are used in the preparation of medicine. They are also used to increase soil fertility. So these are the uses of a microorganism. Next is making of curd and bread. You have learnt in class 7 that milk is turned into the curd by bacteria. So we have studied about in class 7 that milk is converted into curd by the bacteria. And as curd contains several microorganisms, out of these bacteria, lactobacillus perform the formation of curd. So milk is converted into curd by a bacteria called lactobacillus. Lactobacillus is a bacteria that converts milk into curd. So it multiplies in milk and converts into curd. So when the lactobacillus grows and their strength multiplies in milk and it converts into the curd. So bacteria are also involved in making of cheese, pickles, and many other food items. So pickles and cheese are made by the bacteria. And the important ingredient of rava, suji, idlis, and bhatura is curd. Can you guess why? Bacteria and yeast are also helpful for the fermentation of rice, idlis, and dosa batter. So there are some microorganisms that are used for the conversion of one material into the another. For example, milk is turned into the curd by a bacteria, and this bacteria is called lactobacillus, and it grows, and when it multiplies in the milk and it converts into the curd. And there is also some types of bacteria which are used for the production making of cheese, pickles, and food items. When we make suji or idli or bhaturas, we add curd. Why we add these items? Because these bacteria and yeast are also helpful for the fermentation of idlis and dosa batter. So bacteria and yeast are helpful for the fermentation of rice. And what do you mean by fermentation? This topic will study in later. And I'm again revising this topic. First is, what do we mean by microorganism? What do we mean by microorganism? Microorganism is a small tiny particles that cannot be seen by naked eyes. And how can we see these microorganisms? With the help of microscope. With the help of microscope, we can see microorganism. And what is the other name of microorganism? Microbes is the other name of microorganism. So these are the microorganism. And when we when we see that in rainy season, when moist bread gets with a substance, and these substances were grayish white patches. When we observe these patches with the magnifying glass, and there is a round black structure, and these are also called microorganism. So there is only one microorganism, that is virus. That is one microorganism that can be seen with the help of magnifying glass, and that is fungus that goes on the bread. So fungus is only microorganism that fungus is only one microorganism that can be seen with the help of magnifying glass. And what do we mean by magnifying glass? That magnifying the things. Glass which is used to magnifying the things. And how can we see microorganism? They can be seen with the help of microscope. So only one microorganism, that is fungus, that grows on the bread, they can be seen with the help of microorganisms. So there are four types of category of microorganism. First is bacteria, and second is fungi, and third is protozoa, and fourth is algae. So there are some common microorganisms as shown in the figure. And there are also category viruses. These are also microscopic, but they are different from microorganisms. So there are some diseases such like cold, influenza. These are caused by viruses, and corona is also a viruses. And some serious diseases just like polio and chickenpox are also caused by viruses. So there are two diseases, just like dysentery and malaria are these are due to by protozoa, and typhoid and TB are bacterium disease. So these are the disease due, these are the disease and these are called bacterial disease. Typhoid and TB are called bacterial disease. So there are some also microscopic substance that are different from microorganism, and that is viruses. There are four category of microorganisms. First is bacteria, second is fungi, third is protozoa, and fourth is algae. First is bacteria, second is fungi, third is protozoa, and fourth is algae. So dysentery and malaria are due to caused by protozoa, and typhoid and TB are called bacterial disease. TB and typhoid are bacterial disease, and dysentery and malaria are caused by protozoa. So you have learnt about some of these microorganisms in class 6 and 7. These are the bacteria and algae and spirogyra, amoeba, paramecium, and penicillin and bread mold. These are the bacteria, and these are the structure of algae, and these are the structure of fungi, and these are the structure of protozoa, and these are the structure of fungi. These are the structures of bacteria, algae, protozoa, fungi, and these are all the structures. First structure is bacteria, and second is structure of algae, and third is structure of protozoa, and fourth is structure of fungi. So these are the structures, and these are the structure of viruses. These are the structure of viruses, figure 2.5. These are two structures of viruses. And where microorganism live, microorganism can be single cell and can be multicellular. And what are the single cell? Bacteria, algae, and protozoa are called single cell, and some algae and fungi are multicellular. So they live in all types of environment. They can live in hot condition, and they can live in cold condition. So they are also found in animals as well as exist freely. And so a microorganism can be beneficial for us and can be harmful for us. The microorganisms that are beneficial for us are called friendly microorganisms. So these are the uses of friendly microorganism. First one is they are used in cleaning up the environment, and second is the organic waste, vegetable peels, remains of animals are broken down into harmless and usable substance by bacteria. They are used to preparation of medicine, and they are used to increase soil fertility, and these are used to making curd and bread. Which bacteria is used for making conversion of milk to curd? Lactobacillus bacteria, which convert milk into curd. And when this formate, this multiplies in milk and converted into the curd. And some bacteria are also involved in making of cheese and pickles and some food items. So next topic is commercial use of organism and activity 2.3. And next topic is medical use of microorganism and what are antibodies and what are fermentation. So these are the uses of microorganism. So we will study about activity 2.3. Firstly, we will take half gram flour or atta and some sugar and mix with warm water. Firstly, we will take half gram flour and some sugar and mix with warm water. And then we will add small amount of yeast powder and need to make a soft dough. What do you will observe after 2 hours? Did you find out dough rising? When we take half gram flour or when we add some sugar and mix with warm water, suppose we are taking half gram flour as shown in the figure, and when we add some sugar and mix it with the warm water, after mixing some sugar and after mixing with warm water, then we will add small amount of yeast powder, and these make a soft dough. And what will observe after 2 hours? Do you find the dough rising? Yeast produce rapidly and produce carbon dioxide during respiration. As we know, firstly we will take half gram flour and we add some sugar and mix it with warm water. After mixing with warm water, we will add small amount of yeast powder and make a soft dough. After making a soft dough, what we will observe after 2 hours, do you find the dough rising? Yeast produce rapidly and produce carbon dioxide during respiration. As we know, firstly we will take half gram flour and when we add some sugar and mix with warm water, after mixing it, when we add small amount of yeast powder, then this become a soft dough. And after observing after 2 hours, what we will observe, then there is a rice in dough, and, just as shown in the figure 2.6. Firstly, we will take maida and add it with the some sugar and add with the warm water and add some yeast powder. After adding this, then this will be raised, and this is second figure is raised maida. Yeast produce rapidly and produce carbon dioxide during respiration. As we know, yeast produce rapidly and produce CO2 gas during respiration, and bubbles of gas fill the dough and increase its volume. Because yeast produce a gas carbon dioxide. Because of carbon dioxide, the bubbles of gas are produced, and this bubble of gas fill the dough and increase its volume. And this is the basis of use of yeast in baking industry and for making bread and pastry and cake. Firstly, we will take half gram flour and then we will add some sugar and then we will add some water and then we will add yeast powder. These makes the maida raised, just as shown in the figure 2.6. Because yeast produced a gas, when we add some yeast powder, yeast produce carbon dioxide, and because of carbon dioxide, these makes the duff, duff, and it creates in volume, and so that's why the use of yeast is used in baking industries for making bread and for